Why do we do these things? Somebody that has insulted everyone, you bring him to Ghana with state money and go and put him in the official residence of the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana.
Wouldn't say yes, Kevin Taylor or Ghana. Yes, we land Ghana then. Na Kevin Taylor wa Ghana there. Say Kenya problem be about unimu me catch. Kevin Taylor since 2018. Wouldn't say called a bench warrant edanaso. Wa ube who Kevin Taylor biano. E yen set eda also say ube free police if wa me abete Kevin Taylor. Adentia Kevin Taylor na judge be a phrase cheba for a command ruling. And we did judge yatem Kevin Taylor also dey so him na no ye ya. Na no and the bench warrant to so say one mra no me him. He should come and spoke inside. O me him. Kevin Taylor say alata momo e no no atwa ne ho asu. Enti Ghana high wo ba so oba no was say mantwa na ne de SPaul Adom Otchere e di breakdown bia ba wo kire say Kevin Taylor aba Ghana ama JDM e di na kwotena vice president efie asem ni mu odin o de yengo tie SPaul Adom Otchere na ye hwese di osika na nsem fine.
Mr. Sansadeli again has been flown into Ghana. You have the video of the house and all that. Okay, he's been flown into Ghana. Now this Sansadeli is the one who brought Miss Sansadeli to Ghana, the fake doctor who says we shouldn't say she's a criminal. He said we shouldn't say that because no court has said that. She wrote some letters to Metro TV and she's not a criminal or something like that. Okay, Mr. Sansadeli is the one who brought this guy. Now Sansadeli has been flown into Ghana a while ago. He is reported at the airport when he arrived, and this is what we have been told. We believe, we hope it's not true. We just hope it's not true. He arrived as Kevin Taylor. He went through gate 19. Gate 19 at the airport is reserved ordinarily for high-profile diplomats. So President Kufuor is abroad now. When President Kufuor is coming back, he'll go through gate 19. If a high-profile state official travels, say the Honorable Mike Hammer, those who are not maybe inside governments, all of those people, they all go through gate 19. That's the gate reserved for high-profile officials. He was met by national security in gross violation. These national security people, and we are getting this information from people. I mean, in gross violation of a court order of a bench warrant. Ministers may or may not be aware. President may or may not be aware. He has arrived in Ghana in gross violation of a court order. The court order was against contempt of court. He spoke certain things in which the court believed was scandalizing the court. Kweku Bako and Haruna Atta went to prison for saying things that the court thought was scandalizing the court. This guy sits in America, scandalizes the court in the name of politics. A bench warrant is issued. His party is in power. So the state security apparatus, sponsored by the taxpayer, goes to pick the guy who has scandalized one of the most important institutions of democracy, the courts. And they bring him in. You have not even heard the worst. The worst is that they send him. He came by United Airlines, according to the story. United Airlines flight UA996 from Washington, D.C. And he came with an entourage, according to the story. He didn't just come, he came with an entourage. And they are up and they are so the people at the airport don't quite see. People were on the flight who told us. And guess what? The report is that sent him to Prestige Lake. Go and live in the house that is reserved for the Vice President of Ghana. This is the same house that John Dramani Mahama lived in as Vice President and even as President. When President Mahama was exiting his presidency in 2016, this is the house that he wrote to Nana Akufo-Addo, and Nana Akufo-Addo agreed that President Mahama can have it. Later on, party hawks prevailed on Akufo-Addo by force that President Mahama cannot have it. And so President Mahama had to relocate and find his own place where he has been living until he was re-elected as president. This house is where Aliu Mahama lived in. It's reserved, it's a cocoa board house that is reserved for the Vice President of Ghana. This is the house that has been given to Mr. Sansadeli and his entourage to stay in the official residence of the Vice President of Ghana. This guy, who just finished SS2, not because he can't pay, but because he can't learn, and sets up a media organization to basically drop down insults on every important Ghanaian. And because he supports and assists the political party, there's no problem with political parties supporting their own. Every political party supports their own. There's no problem. Akufo-Addo supports his own. John Mahama supports his own. Hassan Ayariga, who is in the studio, supports his own. But you cannot support your own by using taxpayers' resources to bring in somebody like that the court has scandalized. Now, he is now worried about the bench warrant, so he has filed an application at the Supreme Court. I've spoken to plenty lawyers last night, and they all gave their perspective about, oh, this is arranged, oh, this one is that, this is that. And some of the lawyers said, no, the Supreme Court will never accept this. In the next 5 minutes, Lawyer Preku will join me and we'll go to the Supreme Court thing that he has filed. We'll tell you about it and he will give us the dimensions of it. But this is very interesting, and it should be worrisome if it is true that he's staying in the official residence of the Vice President of Ghana. Yesterday, I texted Minister for Defense. He has not responded, Dr. Manibuama, and asked him certain questions that you are a Catholic priest, Dr. Manibuama. You are a Catholic priest. You are Minister for Defense. Who wants his child to be like this guy? Who wants his child to grow up and have an insulting tongue like this guy? Who wants his son to be like this guy? Who wants his daughter to be like this guy? And because of politics, you bring him to Ghana. Why, you think NDC will be in power forever? My goodness, even Kwame Nkrumah was not in power forever. Nkrumah was in power from 1951 up to 1966. Calculate how many years. It was not forever. J.J. Rawlings. Today they do June 4th, and Fifi Kwete is angry that NDC didn't participate in the June 4th. The all-powerful J.J. Rawlings, he was in power from 1981 up to year 2000. It ended. How do you do these things? Why do we do these things? Somebody that has insulted everyone, you bring him to Ghana with state money and go and put him in the official residence of the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Jena Nopukwajiman appears to have her own house. She's comfortable with this. She doesn't want to move. So the Vice President's official residence is vacant. This is the same place John Mahama stayed as president. This is the same place Muhammadu Bawumia stayed until 2024. This is the same place that Aliyu Mahama stayed. This is the place where a fugitive from justice, against whom there's a bench warrant, is protected by the state apparatus to go and stay. How did we get this information? Because people who are in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. That's how these things leak all the time. People in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. They are grossly unhappy with it. So they are telling us, Charlie, give it to Good Evening Ghana. Oh, this one, give it to Okatechi. Give it to, what is this? What are our people doing? What kind of thing is this? That's the conversation. But why have they brought the guy inside again? Oh, but what is this?
SPaul Adom Otchere and I would say enka ho na watche mu wo keka akosi so aze obi a bench warrant edan so no e ade se waba ama president e was wo hwema emra ne ye adwuma no ono ne nkrofo e na sesi a omobo Kelvin Taylor ho ban a edan a ye Ghana fo yesi ama vice president se won trem no jena na opoku adwuma so ono baby a ote no okay into we movie ama ho into fie no e da ho vacant na Kelvin Taylor aba Ghana na ye treat no ye man 5-star treatment adenti during election time no we didi atem ewurade JM wadaroma me say am papa se saase me a SPaul Adom Otchere ken ye no kra JM ne wadaroma etwa yi me be pese me gye di say ye no kre hwe Kelvin Taylor no wudi na ti a JM wani mbegu ase o hwe no ama fake doctor no Ghana for goodwill aye what the mountain yen kan ho asem you and indictment can see the whole governance system more appoint to be out to board so because of say Kelvin Taylor na introducing into more to me anye due diligence amen ne Kelvin Taylor kasetia Supreme Court judge and appeals court judge now yes still most of sudden so mona mo born ho ban if it is true there yediem enimguase na de na do fa mu no a ebia na won so utu ho anamo wadaroma ebe ye ya me say ye de nkwasiafo na te asori ni gina ni ama nyansafo aba abeye elders efise se o man nkwasiafo na se wo nsa anya elders a wo gu asori no wo ni masori te but wo ni masori sukura sai na Kelvin Taylor adwuma ne tie wo opposition ye yuzu no wo ba power ye man attention me se settle Kelvin Taylor na yi won safinase politics no saa na tie tem bia wo se ye yuzu obi ne je ni mu why adwuma wadidi atem fine but that prayer wo abemu de untumi nza fa Kelvin Taylor mbata ho there be stigma won ho na doso ema wo nye suitable ene hwe wo ma wo ne wo mbo wadamfo pa ene otumfo Kelvin Taylor di otumfo atem enti so otumfo obuza say enti ba ma nipa wo wadi matem se enti wono na wo so ne so a enti wo be ne den wo yonko pa ne Duncan Williams Kelvin Taylor wadi Duncan Williams atem wadi na atem se bio wonim nyansa na wo ye fake ne ba jimifo yare 40 wo ontimi nsa na yare wo se Duncan Williams ye kromfo unso so ono ne bompa ye ma enti se Duncan Williams ode ne nsa to wapampem bompa ye ma na nipa wodi na atem se wono nso na ye counterpart wa ba Ghana na wo na wo protect na se JM wo hwe mu a enye o we da wadaroma wo style no de ubie ni je ho wo ye ni papa nenso so yesi nipa bi wo hono ma uduzu omudu ba bi a na waje omo eye normal e wo so ono so wote ne ho ase na wo Kelvin Taylor kura ase wo ye obi a wani da for ma by now eni kwan so do ho twitwi aban no wo be ma aban na ye unpopular because uju medie na ba wiye we ye ne America NDC for mu hwe ye sa Kelvin Taylor na mo so no e de anim gu ase be ba amoma mo be ka se me ka kire mo aha ye info o number 1 super duper host maka say ha we are always on the side of the truth. Yenye neutral. Asem no de etie no ne yakana za. Ompe no kra untumi ntie ye. Makrao.